And we're live!
Hey!
My sound effects aren't working now.
Oh, no.
There we go. And we're live! Hello all and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and we are here once again with Threshold Chapter 7!
Oh!
And I'm joined once again by the talented and handsome Mr. James Schwartz.
Hello, everyone. It is the evening time.
And of course, we wouldn't be here without the man himself, Mr. Justin Thomas James. And of course, my partner in crime and my love, Ms. Joe Fallak. And the man himself, Mr. GM, Mr. Chris Viseau.
Yeah. Yippee! Go finish it up.
And we are back with, as I said, Threshold Chapter 7. God damn it, I keep pressing the ball.
We need more applause. Mia says she loves the new timer, by the way.
Machine every time. Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
Okay, how about this every time?
How's your day? Gotham.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the INVICTUS stream. I'm so excited to be here tonight. This is always a blast to hang out with you, my friends, and get real excited.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Wrong one.
Whatever. It's so funny because we do multiple streams a week now, and I also do the Sigil stream, but I introduce it the same way. I say, 3, 2, 1, and we're live, whatever. Everyone, welcome back to the Sigil stream rather than the INVICTUS stream. And I made such a strong commitment while on the Sigil stream not to say INVICTUS. And I've been good so far. I'm like really in my head every time I start. I'm like, don't say INVICTUS, don't say INVICTUS, don't say INVICTUS. To the point where tonight, I'm like, welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. And I was like almost about to say it. That's why I kind of flubbed through the beginning. It's my worst one yet. Not even. Are you kidding? I could get so much worse.
Welcome to the inaugural episode.
Yeah, remember that? The inaugural episode.
Aww.
It's like the most sounding like my dad I have ever sounded on stream.
Hey, everyone, congratulations. We just surpassed 1 million views of the channel.
Whoa!
That's 20.
Million.
And we're done.
And we're
That was our
done.
goal.
That's it.
Right.
Shut it down.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
How many of those
Glad
videos
to
are
be
Call
here.
of Cthulhu?
Half.
How many of those views?
More, yeah.
How
And then
many
the
of
rest
them
is
are...
Kingdom Death Monster.
Yeah, I
Good
forgot about
chunk.
that. Yeah, that's right. We just surpassed 1 million views cumulative for our videos, which, in the world of YouTube is nothing, but in the world of our hearts, it is everything. So thank you to everybody who's watched. And Carly, who's contributed to 99% of those views. Although she's not here tonight, so we can talk about her.
Let's talk crap about
Talk
her.
crap about her.
I think
Carly's the
she
best.
says that she watches the stream every Saturday. So
well,
happy
Carly-
Saturday, Carly.
Go back in time. Wait, no. This is from back in time. And,
Greetings from the past.
hey, Carly, you know what? I'm going to message you right now, and I'm just going to say, but. And you're not going to get it. And I'm going to deny it. I'm going to be like, I didn't say anything. But when you watch this tomorrow and you see me messaging but, you'll get it. So that's the joke's on us.
Wait, you message me butt all the time. Is that what you're trying to get?
Yeah, you don't watch the streams? All the butt. All the butts. All the
I just keep taking pictures of my butt and sending them back. It's like, really awkward.
You think he's requesting butt pictures?
What
I
now?
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the game, some awesome announcements. Carly just says what? I'm just going to say
You'll
nothing.
see.
I didn't say anything.
I love this. We're live chatting with Carly, and
Yeah,
she
but like
doesn't
from the
even know
past.
it.
I said I didn't
know.
say anything. I'm just going to stop answering her. Poor girl. Anyway.
Love you, Carly.
Anyway, some announcements. So, first and foremost, obviously, the most important thing that is coming up in the next little while is Extra Life 20. I don't want to keep clapping, so let's just do some sound effects, some music. Extra Life 2021.
All right.
Yeah, just all right. I can get behind that. It is coming. It is here. We already have our first donation. Someone has been very generous, and we haven't even done anything yet, so thank you. But over the next little while, we are going to be doubling down on some fantastic things. I think the plan as of now is for October, I am going to be ramping up the spooky streams to hopefully be every single week. That's right. I'm hoping that maybe Friday night, maybe Thursday night, who knows, I will be doing a spooky stream either by myself or with my love. Preferably with you, darling, but you got a busy life going on, so we're going to see. So yeah, that's going to be
Busy
every
Life
week
2021.
for Extra Life. We actually just got a gifted game from the fantastic Jeff McDonald, who sent us a game called Summer of 58, which I've heard is very spooky. He actually sent us...
Jeff sends us some decent games,
Yeah.
man.
Wait, is it McDonald?
Jeff McDonald.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. I said it, and then I felt, wait a minute,
Jeff
such a common
Mc-
name. I wanted to make sure I wasn't... totally forgetting that.
Friendo.
But, yeah, so he sent us another scary game, which was like a Russian one, which was really weird. And then he also sent us that Sweet 776, which was the most terrifying game I've ever played.
Yeah, that was very good.
So I have high hopes for this one. So I'm thinking, first weekend in October, we'll sit down and stream it. And I'm excited for that. And then as well as October, I want to start theming our Wednesday nights, getting some horror games in there. And more on that to talk about in the future. But yeah, that's just applause now. So just... Yeah, so that's what we're thinking. But it all is going to culminate in November 6th, which is going to be 24 hours of streaming. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy things. I have 2 new chips. You might notice this little yellow blotch next to the 8 o'clock and the yellow blotch on this. Those are 2 of the 2021 Carolina Reaper chips. I bought one for myself if we reach $1,000 like I did last year, and I bought one for someone else. Some other poor, unfortunate soul.
Probably
that
Chris, let's be honest here.
chooses to.
I want to do it, but I'm willing to, I would love to. I want to try it.
Well, perfect. I think maybe Chris will do it this year too. Then maybe
I have a
we'll
hard
do,
time crying as who I am, so this is one of my only ways to get it out. So I save
healthy.
up. Yeah, right. You need a Carolina chip to feel emotions.
I mean, at least you know your boundaries and you know how to
Hey,
break them.
That's
Yeah,
right. It's just
it's
this is
healthier
my
than
process.
a lot of people.
Chris, you're growing hot peppers as well, right, on the farm?
I do have lots of hot peppers, but I don't think
You
they
could-
compare.
You could make your own hot sauce and do make it a preliminary version for the hot wings
we
challenge.
could do a
Way
pre-wing.
up.
That's what I
I'd
mean.
be
We
down.
could do
I'd be down for sure.
wing 0 could be.
They're definitely not
Chris's.
wing 0. They'd definitely be like wing 0 for us is pretty
Wing
mild.
3.
These are like wing 3, I think.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? We should start off by eating a pepper and then starting the challenge.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
sandwich that. Yeah, let's do it.
always up in the ante.
Just destroy our guts. Anyway,
And our bubbles.
Extra Life. And if you haven't seen the previous years, they're all over this YouTube channel. Check out Hot Ones or Extra Life.
They're embarrassing.
I have now done 2 one-chip challenges, and we have done 4 Hot Ones challenges.
Don't look at me.
But what I'm really excited for, yeah, Joe's just.
Drooling so much.
But what I am excited about
Sensitive.
this week doing it all together again is because you guys haven't tried Da Bomb. We introduced Da Bomb last year with just Joe and I, and it is brutal.
It's very
so
bad.
the masochist in me is really excited about that because it kicked it up. Hands down, it was the worst one by far that we've ever had. So I'm really pumped for that. So if you want to see us destroy our mouths, destroy this challenge, we're going to be starting raising. As of now, you can donate right now to the link. But come October, every stream that we do, every spooky or live stream is going to be dedicated towards Extra Life. And I'm just laying the groundwork now so that you all get ready to get annoyed by how much I care about these kids.
Is laying pipe an innuendo for pooping or having sex?
Sex.
Okay.
I mean, the way I do it. Yeah,
Wait,
it's a thing.
sorry.
Think.
So it must be nice having the control to have that button just for when someone that misses the mark. I
Always
got
be
nothing.
funny. The problem is I didn't queue up the crickets. I don't have crickets. I need them back.
Nah.
But yeah, when this chip came, I showed it to Henry, and I was like, "This is the," and he was like, "Yeah." And I showed him the videos of me eating it and us eating the hot wings, and he was just like, the whole time he was like, "Dad." And then every time I
When are
was
you gonna
away
eat the
from
chip,
him,
Dad?
yeah, every time I was away from him that night, which was just last night, every time I was like in the other room. And I like picked up something or I moved something. He'd run in and go, "Did you eat it?" like I was gonna do it that moment. I was like, "No, I was just sitting down." He's like, "Okay, don't eat the chip without me."
You're gonna wake up one morning, it's gonna be like a Dennis the Menace situation where he's just shoving it down your throat.
Yeah, I'm very interested. He's gonna be very sad when he finds out he's
couldn't
not gonna
wait.
be there for it. But
Yeah.
anyway, that out of the way. Extra Life coming up. We also have new episode of Dimension Door out today.
Yes.
Regular Dimension Door.
The regular one.
The regular
Regular.
WWE.
Justin just got a text. What Justin?
It was my alarm. I have an alarm set for 8:15.
It's an alarm that
every
says
night.
you're late.
In case
for
you're
the
really
Invictus
late.
stream."
that has nothing to do with anything. One time I had to do something at 8:15.
You just haven't turned it off yet?
I'm not a quitter. I refuse to
Wow.
It's a
That's
daily
awesome.
alarm.
That's
really funny.
excellent.
Is
Never
that actually
change.
true?
Actually, last night I went and saw Shang-Chi. And,
Oh, yeah. How
was it?
I really
Good
enjoyed it.
one.
I had a lot of
Good.
fun. But there's this one scene
Your alarm
where
went off?
Shang-Chi, like it's after the intro, and Shang-Chi like wakes up in his apartment and the alarm is going off. It happened at exactly 8:15, and my alarm went off at the exact same time that his alarm went off. And hey,
That's good, that's
honestly,
good.
of all the times for an
Yeah,
alarm
that's
to
the
go
best
off
one.
on
Yeah,
your
that's
phone,
right.
it was kind
Yeah.
of diegetic. So
Actually, you're right. That's perfect. You're right. That's the best time. I can't believe that you have an alarm you've never turned off that just continues going on at 8:15.
Do you ever get to
But
a
I'm
point
really-
where you sleep through your alarms like completely, and you're like, "How is this happening?" I keep setting alarms for like 5:45,
No.
5:30, and I wake up like at 8 and go, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I,
I
do that.
do-
I 100% do that. I turn
wake
my
up with,
alarms
like-
off in my sleep.
Like 10 pictures, like screen caps of my alarm though,
Of
because
yourself
I
just
just
like-
press all the buttons trying to turn it off. So my camera roll is just full.
You know what? I'm technology jerk, because what I do is I tell our Google to set, because you can say, hey Google, I want to wake up to music tomorrow, and she'll say what time and then what song, and I'll pick a song, and like literally Henry and I woke up this morning. Was this morning? What day is it? Where am I?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Did I drop him off at school?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. That's right.
He's not here.
I forget, man. I don't know. Anyway,
He's
we
still
woke
at
up
school.
This morning. Well, guys, I gotta go. Oh no, he's just waiting outside. It's so sad. Anyway, this music just blaring, and
been
Henry
raining all
wakes up, and I let him pick the song anyway, so it's kind of cute. We get to wake up to music. But
Cool.
anyway, that dimensioned our podcast.
Does he come in?
Yeah, totally related.
Does he come in like dancing, or does he come in like grumpy?
Oh, he comes in super happy.
Oh, good.
He like big smile on his face, climbs in, he's happy. And waking up to music is always better than. In my opinion. Yeah. Especially if you want to pick this. No, it was not Baby Shark. Today it was Matthew Fowler. It was that song. I'm still trying, which
It's
I
a
highly
bad version
recommend.
of Baby Shark Chest.
The other day, a great song to wake up to is Kishi Bashi.
Ooh, anything by
one?
him. Yes, you're right. I
Yeah,
agree.
but the Bright Whites. Bright Whites by Kishi Bashi is an amazing song to wake up to. Fills you with warmth.
What time do you have to wake
I
up
know.
tomorrow? Before you leave, I'm going to set one.
7:15. So,
Verdi's Requiem. Here we go.
ooh, dude.
No, Dies Irae. Dies Irae. That's what it's-
Oh, you're setting it on my thing downstairs.
I'm gonna do it.
It'll just play on the one downstairs. But that's
Yeah.
I'll be like,
You wake
"Oh,
up our
you're
downstairs
very
neighbor."
swag." Also, Dice Shame podcast coming out at 1:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it's like in a number of hours. Also, a new episode of Malevolent comes out tomorrow. The big chunk. This is episode 15, maybe? I think it's 15. It's called The Shore? No. The Storm. It's called. I forget. The Storm. It's going to be fun.
The storm.
And that's it, I think, from us. Right?
Yeah.
Any other announcement?
Threshold.
Threshold's on
still-
tonight.
yeah,
That's
that's,
That's
a
on
good
tonight.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that.
Cool. All right, let's do. I feel like I didn't ease us off it too much, so I'm just gonna go back and be like, and Chris has amazing new crops that he's excited about. He brought over some some fruits, tomatoes.
yeah, tomatoes, fruit, yeah.
Botanically are
What's
fruits.
in harvest?
Tomatoes are going like crazy right now, so we're saucing it up. We're trying to get enough for the full winter. Get the
Getting
pantry
saucy.
done.
Eat
Yeah, we're
nothing
still
but
eating lots of
tomatoes
stuff.
all winter. Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomato winter. That's why they call
Yeah.
it tomato winter in Canada. I did use those carrots along with the pork tenderloin, and they
They're
were
delicious.
fantastic.
And I got a nice message from Joe that said, "We compared your tomatoes to other tomatoes. Lucky for you, they won. You can still be your friend." So I was like,
That's
"Oh,
That's
That
right.
sounds like Joe.
yeah.
She lives and dies by the tomato.
I said the grocery store tomatoes were laughable, I think is what I told you.
That's right." I was very happy to hear it. Thank you for that. A lovely text.
It's true.
Excellent. All right, now we are ready to play Threshold. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Threshold Chapter 7.
Our party was sent on a mission by the protectors, the guardians of the forest, some Ents in a sacred place in the forest, untouched by the horrible magic that has destroyed and cursed the rest of the forest, were sent in to the undergrounds, tunnels created by elves, ancient elves, and they were in search of some vessels to carry water that they could bring back to the Ents, because the Ents wanted to transport sacred water that was inside their keep in order to heal the rest of the forest. Upon their travels, they came across two very peculiar creatures, a bird, a jub bird, and a Vandersnatch, which they managed to get beyond without having to actually fight, which was very likely. They let both of them free and actually learned some new information from them. Last thing that they did was they came across a puzzle, some levers and some torches and some locked chests. After working through the puzzle, they were able to open up the chests, seeing inside one the glint of metal. And while it opened up, they also heard two sarcophaguses in the other room, sarcophagi, open up as well, as a skeleton hand, reached to climb its way out. So we're going to go right into a combat situation. Now, Wharton, you were the one who's actually inside that space.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
We're going to do, unlike the other games where we actually ended up doing XP at the beginning, we're going to actually go right into the combat. So,
okay, cool.
Wharton,
yes,
you
hello.
see these pressure plates go down. You hear the chests open up behind you.
Okay.
The torches are lit, and from your right, you hear like stone on stone grinding and a thud as the lid of a big, sarcophagus opens up, and beside you there, you see a skeleton hand grasp the side and start pulling itself out. And there's two of them beside each other there. Cool. Thanks, Harlan.
Oh, excellent.
Is what
All
I
right.
do.
We're going to do initiative order right now. So if everyone can roll a d20. Unfortunately, to tell you the truth, you guys don't know that this is happening. Only Wharton is aware. So Wharton, can you roll your d20, please?
Yep. I got a flat 6.
Okay, perfect. On your d20?
Yes, on my D20.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So you actually are going to get to go because these creatures are crawling out of the sarcophagus as you watch. What are you going to do?
There's nothing that I know of that's happened, right? Like, I haven't heard anything from... No, I hear stuff coming from the other side of the doorway, right? They just can't hear me.
That's right. You can hear out, but you can't hear, and they can't hear you.
Okay, cool. In that case, Wharton is going to go ahead and just move out and kind of over just past it, and he's going to brace himself. And as he comes through the doorway, he's going to go,
I hate to bother everybody. It appears that there's some spooky boys climbing out of their crypts coming for us.
You noticed as you're walking, getting away from them, they, as they're climbing out, you see that they're wearing elven armor.
Elven armor? Okay.
Yeah, it is like tattered and worn and rusted, but you do recognize it as, the height of these creatures are clearly not dwarven, and the weapons that it's carrying, definitely a little bit of a arc to the blade, definitely.
Okay.
Elven.
They're a bit taller for dwarves. I think they might be some of those elves that this place used to belong to.
You're so chill.
The skeletons
bother everyone.
are going to actually try to close the distance to you now because we're going to have the others roll initiative after this round. So the skeletons are going to move up, Harlan, and they're both going to take a swing at Wharton.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
So for where I'm at, are they going to have to come through the spoopy portal for me to see
I think
them?
the portal
or am
turned off, didn't it?
No, actually, he's absolutely right. Until they come through the portal,
Because
you're not gonna be able
I want to be like, give it a little bit of a gap so that
So
in
that you
order
can
for
see
them to
them.
hit, in order for them to hit me, I have at least a second to.
All right, so they're going to move up. Are you going to parry or anything before I swing?
Yeah, I can do that with my character that I have built to do that. Once I remember how.
So
We
in-
believe in you.
Thanks. I get bonuses for parrying, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I get 1 free parry every round. It doesn't count as any of my actions. I get a +1 bonus to my parries. And let's see. I also get another +1. So I have a +2 to all of my parries. And I
So
get
for your
one
parry,
free.
you're gonna roll your strength,
Okay.
your melee skill, and your bonuses.
And they're gonna move right up through the thing, you mean?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Okay.
I have a wonderful problem. I don't have enough d6s. This
Hey,
is
roll it.
amazing. Okay, I found an extra one. So I'm rolling 9d6, guys.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
this is
awesome.
what Wharton. This is what he does. He deflects. He guards. I got 3 successes, 1 failure.
Well,
3
lucky for
sixes,
you,
1 1.
none of these seem to land anyways. So
Oh.
with your parrying, no problem. They're lumbering, moving slow. Maybe they're still, not. They haven't moved in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Those joints need to be lubricated a little bit. So they're swinging at you, and they're just missing as you're parrying blow after blow.
Sweet.
All right, can everybody else roll to see if you want to
Yeah.
engage this?
Let me at him.
Natural 1.
For one. Oh, man.
All right. So Harlan's going to go last.
I rolled
No,
a 19.
Finnegan is gonna go last.
I'm sorry, Finnegan. What'd you roll, Joe? 19?
19.
And I got a 3.
Okay, now the cool thing about this system, the only cool thing, is that you actually can change your initiative order with each other. You can actually exchange them. So is there anybody who wants to go? We're actually going back to Wharton now, but does anybody want to exchange any of your?
I
Mission
am
orders.
more than willing to trade with somebody if you want to go firsties. I feel like Wharton's in the best place he could possibly be right now. I don't know if anybody else wants to get into a better position before.
Can
we
you
start
just highlight
smacking.
each character on the board and show everyone where they are? Because it's a little dark for me.
Sure. Are you not on this?
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool. Actually, let me see if I can just make it brighter.
I just want to, make it easier on our internet, so I'm not logged in right now. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's lovely.
Is that better?
I know it's not as atmospheric, Chris. But
No, that's perfect. It's better that way.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And let's just turn down the fog. Post effects. Okay. Cool. So that's you, Joe.
Yeah, perfect.
That's me. Guess now everyone needs to be on a square. And that's you, Justin.
Excellent. Let's do this.
So are you guys
Alright.
exchanging anywhere? So we have Wharton, Skeletons, Theodora, Jericho, and Finn. That's the order we're going to go in. So if you guys aren't exchanging, Wharton's next.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with keeping my initiative close to the end.
Okay.
Right now, there's a nice bottleneck, but I won't be able to get in there really and attack the way things are currently. So
Wharton, you can feel that they're pressing you big time. It seems like they're aggressively trying to attack you right now.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's been a long time since we've done combat. How many actions do we get?
You get a slow and a fast action. So
Slow and a fast. Okay.
That's right. Or you can do too fast.
Or too fast. Okay, thank you for those reminders. Let's see here. So they're pushing me back. I'd like to go ahead. I'm gonna do.
Do you want to know what your attack options are?
Yeah.
You can slash, you can stab, you can punch, you can kick, you can grapple, break free, you can shove, you can disarm, you can shoot.
Okay.
So each one of those have a
If you
slower
want
fast.
to, you can leave your friends behind.
Well, Wharton has.
There is a
his-
taunt, so if you want to dance a taunt, you can definitely.
Nah,
do that.
I'm not gonna taunt. I would love to smash one of these guys and then try and move back to allow Jericho a chance to get in there.
So are you gonna like shove maybe, like with your shield, or?
I was thinking more. I'm swinging with my warhammer, and then I would like to move.
Okay.
So a slash, I believe.
Okay.
So dice stuff. That is gonna
So
be.
your dice are gonna be your. Let's see here.
Melee
Your melee. That's it.
or might.
Yep. Melee with your any weapon advantage you have.
Okay, so I don't roll my strength on top of that, or do
You
I?
do. Yep.
Okay. So once again, 5 and 2, and then the bonus I have on my weapon.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Number crunching. Okay. 1 success.
All right. So you managed to bash this thing. How much?
Nice.
So you do it on just 1 point of damage, or is there extra damage from your weapon?
2 damage.
Okay. So the one that's closest to you, its knee buckles and actually falls, and it's now kind of hobbling on 1 foot, trying to still swing at you.
Sweet.
Okay, the skeletons, that one in front of you is going to take a swing as well. Try
Can I
Go ahead.
also move back?
Yes, you
at
can.
all? Okay,
Yep.
cool. I want to move back to right here.
Okay, and usually this is like, we do this in like ranges. So
Okay.
You'd be just out of like immediate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Move from immediate to close.
that's right. All right, so it's going to close the distance. Actually, they're both going to move up, and they're going to position themselves in front of the chest that just opened up.
Oh, really?
And it looks like they're going full guard now. It looks like they're going to keep their ground, and they're ready to
there?
protect. Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Didn't we already grab stuff from the chest?
You did not. It opened up, and this happened. Sorry, there's
mirror.
another
That was
chest.
a
You grabbed the
different
mirror.
chest.
That's right.
Ah, okay, cool.
What do you guys think?
Oh, I want
What's happening?
bash their
Finn
heads in.
says from around the corner. He
There are
knows.
2 skeletons. They're guarding the chests.
These must be the vessels.
There must be a way to. They're not proceeding any further forward.
No,
Can
not
we?
yet.
Can we just cheese them?
Oh,
You can try.
One of them's already injured. Let's just
I mean-
destroy them.
meta. I'm no use. I'm zero use.
I would think that you would be the most use in this situation. Like,
Why?
because shouldn't we try to like communicate?
Oh, absolutely. I'll try to talk. I just mean to
Yeah.
say in response to Jericho when he said we should bash them.
Oh,
I was saying I'm the least useful. If we want to try to talk to them, absolutely. I'm going to definitely try that on my turn, but I'm not really going to be doing. I mean, the minute I get up, I'm just going to be a target anyway. So, just to let you know my plan.
I'm up next, right?
You are.
Does anyone have reduced agility or strength? I'm thinking I could just heal you while. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't think we got into a ever since you rested at the jump
yeah.
gym. That room, you're fine. You guys actually haven't come into.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all pretty toasty right now.
Okay, great. I mean, so Theodora turns to her friends and says, "What? Do we keep fighting?"
When you heard the description of the vessel, you're expecting a vase type pot, something to hold and this is metal. It's not what you're expecting at all.
Well, I mean, inside of the chests, there could be those.
As well, that's right. It could be something.
Right,
Within the
because one
chest.
of the chests we got a mirror, and the other chest just opened.
And it opened up, and you saw the glint of metal as you went by.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, Finn says, "Are we allowed to act out of initiative if we're just sort of talking?"
Yeah, absolutely. They don't seem to be moving from this location.
Okay. So yeah, Finn will sort of.
Sentinel-like.
Yeah, he'll move he'll sort of push his way up, scared like, and he'll look around this corner, like in an impossible way, but he'll kind of like peek around, like, oh, hello. We don't want to hurt you. We don't have to.
Nothing. They're completely skeleton. They have no tongues, nothing. They can't communicate to you verbally.
Just sentinels.
Sentinels. They're there acting their role.
I pull one of the chains.
You hear a stone drop to the ground and a light up.
And I do the puzzle, and the chest shuts.
Shuts, breaks off at the other leg somehow.
Sorry,
And
guys.
the skeletons go back in their sarcophagi.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like Wharton injured the thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
severely. Like, it's now one-legged.
Yeah.
But it's still just standing there, like it's not seeking vengeance.
No, it seems to be guarding the chest.
Can we trick
Finnegan,
it
we
in some
cannot
way?
speak to everything. These are mindless beasts.
Okay. I was fine. Finnegan goes back to the corner. Wharton said we should try. I don't know.
All right, Theodora, if you want to go in and you can, or we
Yeah,
can state
fuck
of
it.
action. Yeah,
I mean, I just I want treasure.
it's there.
And I think we can take him. It's 4 against 2, and
Yeah.
Wharton already knocked one guy's leg right off.
Absolutely.
I want to fire my short bow at one of
Nice.
these skeletons' heads.
Go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. How do I do that?
So you're going to do a shoot, which is a slow action. I believe you're doing your, what is it? Your melee? Not your melee. Your agility.
It says I have
With-
a +2 bonus, and it's 1 damage. What does that
Right.
mean?
Plus, that means literally when you're rolling your 6s from your attributes, you add those in. So with
I'm
damage,
rolling two.
if you hit, you actually automatically add 1 damage to it as well.
Cool. Okay. All right. I got 1 success and 1 6 and 1 1.
So you get the 1 doesn't matter. So he hits unless they parry. So I'm going to roll for the parry now because they're going basically full. The one in the front, unfortunately, struggles to parry and it takes the hit. It can't shift its weight and just, takes the arrow directly into its chest.
Classic.
Its chest just crumbles as the arrow shoots through its sternum. 2 halves of the skeleton fall on either side, just like a vertebrae sticking up a little bit, and then the rib cage falls away and it just crumbles to the ground in a pile of dust.
Yeah.
Loser.
Good shot, Theodora.
Thank
Well
you.
done, girl.
Okay. Next would be Jericho.
All right, Jericho is going to heft his axe and run in to attack the second skeleton.
Yeah,
All right, so you're gonna do a
battle cry.
That's right.
Ah! And I'm gonna roll my die.
And you're doing a slash or a stab.
I'm gonna slash, but I'm gonna use the. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think I'll use the back of my axe though,
Okay.
Just
like
for style.
the blunt side. Just for style, just for kicks. So I got my strengths. I got my melees, and I got my
Battle axe.
axe. My axe.
Bellax.
And this is where Jericho. I'm always gonna push for fighting because this is like
This is what he
I'm
does.
stacked.
That's what your guy is for.
Absolutely. Finn wasn't
Oh.
trying to push for talking.
I
Do you have
got
any-
1 success.
Okay, cool. So that's enough to see what happens when I parry.
No, I'm gonna push it.
Whoa.
I only got one.
Do it.
One.
Okay, push it. Go for it.
2 ones. Get out of the way. 1 second. Okay, I got a second 6. And
Okay.
2 more ones.
oh no.
Oh no,
Oh,
Justin.
man.
So I got a
Um,
few banes.
Yeah, for sure. So is that a total of 3 banes?
Yep.
That was worth it.
I don't know. I don't know if
Okay.
it was worth it.
So you're gonna take the banes actually to your weapon.
Oh, but I'm going to use my pride.
Okay.
Always seeks to control the battlefield.
Mmm.
So does that?
That's what he was doing earlier, Finn. He was just controlling the battlefield. That's all it was when he got mad at you.
Controlling me more like it.
So
So what does that do, Justin?
A D12, right?
Sure.
So there's more chances to roll ones.
Is that how it works?
More Banes. More
I got a
Banes.
12.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
Wow.
All right, so and you're using a battle axe, so you're gonna crush this skeleton. How do you do so? Like, how do you take him out? Describe it.
Oh, I run in with my battle axe and I swing it, and it just takes the skull clean off, and it smashes against the wall.
It hits the wall, bounces into the open chests, and closes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so
Nice.
that thing is dead. And now there's a chest that's open right next to you, Justin.
All right.
Inside, you see a longsword.
Oh, there's a blade here.
Is it shiny?
And
Super
I'm gonna
shiny.
look at the sword.
Can we
Super
fill
shiny.
it with water?
I don't think so.
No, you cannot.
Maybe you can appraise it, Finnegan. Here. And I reach into the chest and grab it and bring it over to him.
And the mimic eats you.
Finn, can you do? We could either do like a craft roll. I think that would make the most sense for you to appraise it, figure it out.
Let me do a crafting.
Yeah, I think that would make sense in this one, don't you?
Yeah, I guess crafting.
Either that or lore.
The problem is crafting subset is strength. So
I know.
I'm like,
I know. It's weird.
let's do lore. I think wits at the very least makes them
lore
makes
makes
it a little
sense.
more
Yeah.
For
sense.
sure.
Craft wood, but the way that they make strength. I think strength being crafting is an oversight of this game.
Write a nasty letter.
I will. Thank you very much.
We
What
need
do I do
to
with my Banes again?
blacksmithing.
I get willpower for them or something? And
Yeah,
then
yeah, exactly. Then you can use it for using your.
I got no sixes and no ones, so
talents.
I'm just gonna roll again.
and then I also take damage, right?
That's
I got,
right. So
I
you
got
take
two,
it to-
two sixes and a one.
All right, so take a bane to your wits,
Pushed it.
and you can take a willpower point. You are going to immediately recognize this as the Vorpal blade.
Yeah.
It matches exactly the same metal that's now making Jericho's leg. And you remember them talking about Vorpal steel. You put two and two together. That's why it was
Ladies
so
and gentlemen,
well
this
protected.
is the vocal blade, I say, and I pick it up. I cut myself out.
super
sharp.
keen and sharp. Absolutely. Super well balanced. It feels like a short sword in its weight, but it's definitely a long sword. And yeah, it feels balanced and comfortable in your hand.
I probably
That's-
would give it to Jericho, right? And I say, yeah, I think this suits you, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, and Jericho looks it over. It's very shiny.
Absolutely.
Very shiny.
You know the
It
craftsmanship
is very shiny.
is not like anything you've seen here. You've never seen the likes of it. You've never seen the way it's been forged. You don't see a single mark of a hammer. You don't see. It almost seems like it's been sculpted in a way. Like it doesn't feel like it's been forged in any way that you recognize it. It's almost
Yeah.
one material completely from the. It's bizarre. Very very
And,
intriguing for you.
I think it's kind of Jericho kind of has a moment where he's looking at it and then he looks at his axe and he's thinking, it may suit me well, but well, perhaps if the right time comes. But I'm quite partial to using my axe. It's significant to me, you understand.
Of course.
But I wonder, Wharton. I mean, Wharton, are you as hooked on your particular weapon as I would be?
Well, my hammer's my namesake. I'm literally named after it, Wharton Hammer Leonard. I'm sure I could figure out how to use a sword, but really, yes, the sword was more of my older sister's weapon than mine.
You do remember the number 32 had mentioned that this was his prized, possession also, right? There's that
Yeah.
element too. Like maybe you don't want to keep it.
That's right. Well,
Right.
32 did say that they were favorable to it, so maybe we'll just hold on to it for the time being. I personally only have a knife. if you and Wharton don't need it, then maybe I'll hold on to it. Unless you think you could use it, Theodora.
I could certainly try.
Oh, well then there you go. Everyone just protect me.
Theodora, can you do an animal handling?
Sure.
It's a living sword?
It barks at you and licks your ankles.
Ow! Ow!
My ankles!
You guys are running away from it.
One success.
You remember the wounds on the creatures that you recently let go, and you're remembering there's a blade or something that's been cutting them, and you put two and two together. It's got to be this.
Must be this one.
Yeah.
And also, number 32 said that this is the sword that cut through his arm, right?
It
Cut off
was
his arm.
created by his son.
Yes.
So he'll definitely want to see it again. Hello, old friend.
Well, I'm sure that this sword's mistress, Algora, will certainly miss the sword if we stick around here for too long. So let's find these vessels and get out of here.
Good thinking.
As
I
you
think we
explore, sorry, go ahead. As you explore the rest of the underground passages, it is more of the same ruins and things that you found before. Where you do find the vessels, strangely enough, it's not guarded, it's not protected. It's almost as if it was unknown that these were significant. Although this whole underground was protected, significantly was protected this weapon, you find 3 clay pots that look really mundane in a space that is the only place you've seen any living plants. And you look inside and there's actually mosses and funguses growing on the walls around these pots. And you put, you're like, these must be them. I'm going to award you guys some experience points because you found some treasure, you killed some monsters, and last game you did some pretty interesting things as well. So let's start off with 1 experience point for everybody.
Woohoo!
Another 2 experience points for attacking the monsters and defeating them. We'll give 1 experience point again for everybody for finding the treasure. Let's go back to the last game. Did anyone use your, not your talent, your pride?
Pride.
Okay, every week.
I think I had somebody trust me. Didn't I do it again? I feel
Let's
like
say no. I feel like for the one
I feel
time,
like being. Wasn't it the
Jub Jub bird? I think you
Yeah,
did.
it was the Jub Jub bird. I remember laughing and being like, "I'll use it again."
Oh, I used mine for
Yeah,
the
you
first
used
time.
yours.
Demons
Yeah.
instinctively fear me.
And
That's
Jericho
right.
used his.
And that was interesting because I didn't think you guys were going to talk to the Bandersnatch. You did, and it
Did
went.
we set the Bandersnatch free?
No. We
Didn't
pieced
you?
it.
No, we only set
I
the
was
Jub
like,
Jub bird free.
you guys were thinking about it, and I was like, "This is a bad idea. Let's
Are
leave
you
immediately."
sure?
Yeah.
No, I'm not 100%
I actually.
sure.
I really thought you did. I'll have to go back and look. That's surprising. That
Wharton, Justin, did we?
I don't think
I
we
don't
did.
think we did.
I thought we were like, oh, we're
don't
going to
think
go
we
back
did.
to the Dwarven Tavern and they're all going to be eaten alive.
That's what. That was
We
my.
were joking
counterpoint.
about it.
Yeah, to
Okay.
be like, don't do it.
cool.
Because
You could
beware the Bandersnatch.
go slaughter the him now because you have a sword that can.
Good idea.
Okay, so there you go. Anybody else use their pride?
Well, just fighting the skeletons there. I don't know if we're going to award that next game or this game.
No, I will do this game, so everyone gets 2 more. Was there anybody who I think developed their character?
Fighting the skeletons definitely. helped.
Not this game.
Not so much that
It's a
game.
bad thing.
Last game.
Okay. Well, then we're going to stop there. Does anyone... So you guys retrieve the vessels. You manage to climb your way out of the hole, and you go back to where the Ents were. The oldest Ent looks at you, and he says, "You've done it." And with as much gratitude as a very barky face can muster, it almost seems like his heart's breaking with joy. And he grabs them and he carries them over to where he had laid Jericho into the water to do the procedure. He scoops up the water and he's just beaming, and you see the foliage kind of lift up as if like a weight has been lifted off the branches, and he stands very tall and very happy. And he walks over with 2 of the vessels, and he hands one to each of the other 2 Ents that you saw guarding the entrance, and he says, "Go, begin our work." And they go off, and you get the impression they're going to start going off and healing the forest that's been cursed for so many years. But then he goes and he does something unexpected. He takes the 3rd vessel, scoops water, and he hands it to you. "Algora has done horrible things for far too long. This is what is needed. This is sacred to us, and I entrust you with it. I entrust that you will do what is right. I don't know why she has not been able to come and destroy this forest, but I do believe it has something to do with her fear of this sacred water. I will give this to you now, and hopefully it will help you in your journey. And to you, Theodora, he walks you over. My job here has been to protect the forest. I can rest easy now knowing that there are people out there who are able to heal the forest, and you who are able to continue this journey. And he brings you inside the big tree that was inside. I don't know, Harlan, if you want to screenshot
I
Tailspire.
just closed it down. I'm
No,
sorry.
don't worry about it.
I
But
asked
inside
if I could, and I didn't know.
this conglomerate of branches and trees together, he brings Theodora in, and there is a crystal there.
Ooh.
And he
snap.
says, "Well, I think you and I have a lot in common. We have been chosen, and this is a choice that has been put to us maybe against our will. I have no interest in leaving and becoming a ruler beyond these forests. I have no purpose beyond here. But perhaps you do. Perhaps I can help you in this journey." And he-
I'm no chosen one. I was brought here. I don't know if I can do this, what you ask of me.
I don't think anybody who is chosen to lead should feel so secure in their ability that they do not proceed with caution. I think what you say now means that you were the right one to go forward. You're not going forward with arrogance. You're not going forward with the idea to rule. I offer you this. And he says, destroy the shard. Take what power has been given to me above and beyond what I need. Because I will stay here and protect the forest, but you must go forward. And he's offered it to you, and he kind of steps away, and he leaves you. He's not like forcing you to do this, but you understand that you could break the shard as you understand it to take power from him. And this would help you, but this would leave him more vulnerable. So it's a choice to be made.
And Finnegan standing next to you, Theodora, just like, I think you should take it. I think you should do what he asks. Well, take it.
She walks a slow circle around the shard, like tracing it with her hand. How big is this thing?
Similar in size and stature to the statue you saw. Like we're talking like 7 feet tall. This big
Wow.
mound of crystal, and there's multiples that are coming out. And it glows blue. It's made exactly the same stone that you hang around your neck. It's vibrant.
I put both of my hands on it, and I guess I just concentrate really hard?
Sure.
Or I'd like punch it? How do you destroy crystal?
So
Tell it it's ugly in shorts.
you're actually going to have to cast against it.
Oh.
So you are going to have to roll. As it stands right now, he's at the same level as you. So you're only going to roll a 1d6. But again, there's the risk factor, right? You are gaining ability by casting, but you're going to have the possible mishap here.
Can I use a willpower to add another dice to my ability?
You don't need to have a success, right?
Oh, okay.
Upon
That's
rolling,
right.
it will work. But if you get a 1, we're going to have to look at
Then-
that chart and see what happens.
All right. I'm
Get a
ready.
whoopee.
Here we go. 3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
It's a 6.
Oh.
Hey.
Perfect.
I did that.
I love the trope of like, because you are humble, that means you are most. I just love this scene where she's like, I don't want to lead, and him like, and that's why you're going to be great.
And
at it."
thus you
she's like,
shall.
no, I'm terrible.
Well,
And he's
please
like,
don't.
oh, now you're
Now
even
you're extra
more worth
good.
it. No, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Everyone, look, he's the best. He's the greatest we've ever had. No, please, I'm not worth it. Chosen.
This is life of
Life of
Brian.
Brian.
But I flunked leadership school.
The more you like deny it,
Throw the shoe.
he's even more humble than we could imagine.
So I did the thing. I rolled a dice and
Cool.
I didn't get a 1.
Good
So
Thank you.
as you're putting your hands against it, and you feel the glow deep inside the stone, and the glow inside your necklace, they start increasing exponentially, and all of a sudden you see a blast of light go out from around you. People outside the tree can see it as well, and the light from within the stone that you're touching immediately goes away. It looks now like a mundane crystal. And the one around your neck seems to be glowing a little brighter than before, and then it settles back to its normal state. Joe, you can now learn a new spell or increase the level of 1.
Learn Kill Witch.
I would like you to try to keep it within the realm of who you're learning it from. So if you think about, like, what did this person do? It's kind of druidry, it's kind of healing, something along
Tree
those,
grow.
Something along those lines would make sense to me.
Fireball.
Blood magic.
Right now,
No, I don't think
I'm rank 1 in healing and rank 1 in shifting shapes. So would that allow me to cast rank 2 in healing if I,
This
you know
circle
what I mean?
is now a square.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
I think I'm going to do that then. I'll go rank 2 in healing.
Cool. Now keep in mind, he was like at the same level as you. So next time you do this type of thing, if it is a archetype who's a greater level than you, it's going to be that much more difficult to do this type of idea. More risk associated.
Theodora, you look more powerful. What?
It's the crystal. Something happened, and she looks around for the creature, the like tree that she was just speaking with, to see if
Just, like,
he's
withered in the
somewhere
corner.
diminished.
Too much power.
Die!
I want to go and thank him.
You did it. This was a test.
I was just being nice.
You've doomed our race!
Supposed to deny it.
Monster!
I thought you were humble.
You totally weren't!
All right, so you find him. I'm trying to pull up his name so I can actually reference to him properly. But the leader of the Ents, forget what his cool name was. I thought it was a cool name, but it's probably not. Anyway, the leader of Ents
Bruce.
comes up to you and says,
Bruce the tree.
Steve the tree. It looks to you, and it seems to be completely neutral about this whole situation, going about his business and like discussing things with the other Ents and moving slowly and like feeding birds and shit. Like not even like does not give a damn about this whole archetype stuff.
Shit.
Just kind of like, yeah, right. But anyways,
I'm
you
into
approach
it.
him.
I'm
and
carrying
he turns
this,
to you.
this. Okay, I'm carrying this vessel of water very carefully, and now the necklace around my neck is glowing, and I do just a little bow, and I say, "We will treat this sacred water with the respect that it deserves, and thank you for your help."
It nods to you. It bows down to you, and he says, "You are nearly at the end of your journey. Beyond the forest, you will find a field of flowers. We never journey beyond our forest, but I've been told that not many people make it past. Thank you very much for what you have done. It means everything to our community, and this forest, next time you look upon it, shall be renewed." And he goes back to what he's doing.
All right, let's
That's
go,
really
guys.
interesting, eh? Well, guys, look, while we have a moment of downtime, I'm thinking we should try to mend this. And I pull out the mask pieces, and I turn to who I
Saunter
imagine
Sage.
maybe-
I called him Saunter Sage.
Bye, Saunter Sage.
He's a sage. He saunters around. I get it.
It's
That's
just-
good.
It's a bit on the
Makes
nose.
sense,
Yeah.
Isn't it
I don't.
just?
Do
would've
they
called
have
him
noses?
Oh, hold on a second.
Parsley?
Warren's middle name is Hammer. And
Elvis
you have-
Parsley.
It's a bit on the nose. I'm Finnegan Feathertop.
Buckwheat, not a tree. That's his name.
Warden, what's your crafting ability, friend? You look like you've
What's your crafting
You look like
ability?
you've mended your shoes a fair number of times. I look down at like Wharton's worn
Shitty bad
moccasins. Shoes.
Well, I've never been trained in it, but I have a strength of 5, so I
I
can
have some
Yeah.
experience in
do
crafting.
it, I guess, but...
No, Jericho, you snapped at me. Here, Wharton, try this.
It was nothing personal. There were skeletons.
I was the heat of the moment.
All right. Well, maybe
So I'll
you can
give it a shot. Fixing a mask is quite like preparing a stew. You know, you have your base and you add things to it to make it improve.
You know,
on second thought, let's give this to
boiling
Jericho. I don't want sausage all over it. It's funny. I don't know why, but for some reason, I picture Wharton like draped in animal skins and like almost like Davy Crockett-esque level of coverings. That's how I've always pictured him,
Isn't that
like a
what
nature
his,
man.
miniature on Tailspire wears?
No, but more like the leather side of it. You know, not the fur. Like the fur is
okay.
inward. I
Leather
just picture him
daddy?
in this like Davy Crockett. I'm gonna find a picture.
Just head to toe in leather, right?
But yeah, Wharton will give it a shot. I mean, he's fixed stuff up around the tavern and
He's
whatnot.
strong too. So he's just gonna shove things
Yes,
together.
I'll just
Apparently that's
crack
how you
this
craft
into.
this stuff.
Yeah.
Put this back into shape here, and 2 successes.
Nice. Okay, not really Davy Crockett. There's someone else.
All right. So, what are you recommending again? Was it the mask?
Yes.
Sorry, I was distracted by Sandra Sage. It's like, that's a good name. I don't care what they say.
It is a good name.
It is a very good name.
You did great, Chris.
You do manage to put the mask back together in working order. It doesn't seem as good a quality as you just use, a lot of garlic and other, soup ingredients to put together. You do put it back together, but I mean, a mask that was broken that's put back together is not going to be as good as a mask that,
Right.
Didn't we find another one also in the...
We have 3 total.
Yeah,
So
now we have
including this
3.
broken. Yeah.
Oh, so you guys just put one on each and take turns carrying me around.
You
Here's an
still
option.
need to. I could put you in the bag of holding. I mean, the bag of
The
trading.
bag of holding.
So let's put it this way: with that new mask that you put together, it's going to work for less amount of time.
Okay.
It seems like you're going to have problems with, after you wear for a bit, it's going to fall apart, kind of
What
thing.
a rip-off. It's not fair,
You put it together, well done, but it's not perfect.
but it's terrible.
I mean, it's not the best work I could have done, but
And Finnegan-
I'll take this one, and you all can have the
It's
nicer
like
one.
he's like crestfallen. He's like, sorry, Jericho. I guess I should have given it to you.
No, it's the way he held it together with leeks is brilliant.
You tried your best,
And this
Wharton.
gravy. It's just soaked right into it.
I think I
if I
did
can
quite
just-
a good job here.
The
did a
sear
very
on the
good job.
mask is really something.
I'm actually impressed.
It's like a
You're
tea
natural.
bag.
I can't say that I have much experience crafting, but yes, I do say that
You have more than him.
you did quite well. I don't think I could have done a better
Thanks.
job.
Thank
Wait, I
you,
will.
guys.
Well-
Thank you.
Look,
thanks.
we have a
Did we?
question before us now.
Oh.
We could head back to the people of the slavery because we know that that big blue gem needs to be destroyed, or we could press forward.
I wouldn't say it needs to be destroyed, but you can see what would happen if it was.
I mean, you'd get a little bit of extra magic, Theodora.
It's possible.
Additionally,
yeah.
we want to return this sword to our friend.
Do we?
Don't we
Well,
need
we're
it
going to
for
have
that
to go back
big,
that way.
scary other thing that is that the 2 witches are worried about?
The Jabberwocky.
No, the other one.
Yeah.
The third
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that they
the
were
Jabberwocky.
testing the weapon to fight because they're scared of that, but they seem to be oppressing people in order to
I thought that was
defeat
the
it,
Jabberwocky.
which is the chaos that will consume
the
without
Jabberwocky.
discretion.
Yes, the Jabberwocky.
Oh, yes, that.
The thing we were just saying 10 times.
Yes, well, I suppose. And I turn to Saunter Sprigg and I say, "Is there any other?" No,
No, you don't.
Saunter.
Sage.
Saunders
I like it
Sage.
better.
I
like
turn
Saunter
to-
Sprigg. No,
I
Saunter
turn
Sprigg.
to. I turn to Bailey
Leaf
and I
boy.
say, "Excuse me, Rosemary. I was wondering if you and Time and Basil over there could let us know.
It's Basil.
We found this sword in the under caverns. Obviously, we've deduced rightfully that it is the steel, the magical steel.
The Vorpal
that is-
blade.
Well, of course, but I was leading.
I know
The
you're
Vorpal blade.
going to get there.
I'm wondering if there's any source to this metal that we could perhaps also try to investigate. If this creature that we need to fight is flying, perhaps forging some arrows for Theodora could be beneficial.
Let's see here. You know that that's the same metal that he used for his leg, right?
Which is why I'm asking him.
Yeah, we also that's a great point actually, because we know that the steel. Hold on, I have a note here.
I know I'm smart.
Works the mines, minerals go east to be refined into a weapon.
Exactly.
So
Perhaps they were
further
mining.
east, we could go somewhere where they refine this metal, and we could make weapons from it.
Well, this is my hope. At least one weapon, because a short sword against a Jabberwocky.
Am I remembering right?
Saunter Sage hears you talking about the mine and trying to make that connection, and he goes, the materials they're taking from the mine is used to create something nefarious, I think, but it has nothing to do with this metal. This metal does not come from this world. It has been brought here, and we have found some pieces of it as it has been collected by Algora in that sword, and we've managed to take a few. Perhaps you saw some of them. I don't know if you guys came across any of the skeleton. I don't think you did, but in the forest there was a few skeletons. But he says, we have tried to protect the forest at all costs, and sometimes we managed to find this material, and it was very peculiar to us, and we did lots of metallurgy to figure out what can be used for. The nice thing that we found is that in our healing, it doesn't react with any bacteria or virus that belongs here in our world. So we've used it because it seems to be well suited for what we've done to your friend. We do have a little bit more now that you mention it. You are free to have it if you think it will aid your purpose.
Man,
Oh,
these
most
guys
definitely will.
are so generous.
And he goes over and he finds some pieces of metal, and it is just shrapnel type looking stuff. And he hands it to you.
Well, we can definitely find someone to forge this. I appreciate it, and I'll put it in the bag with the trading bag or
Yep.
whatever. Coolio, brilliant.
How careful do we have to be with this vessel full of the magic water?
It has a lid. It
Okay.
seems it seems like
Whoa!
it's fragile. Like it's a clay.
Theodora, stop
It's a
being.
clay vessel, so you're not going to want to drop it or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
But if it's well packed, it's not going to spill.
Maybe I give it to Finn. He's good at
Yeah,
lugging stuff
I'm
around.
the pack mule.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm wondering if not secretly, but just because it'd be kind of funny, is if I pulled something from my bag and transferred the water, and then at one point just drop the pot and freak them all out.
Oh, you.
No, not to be a jerk. Just I could see him doing it, like transferring it to something else and not talking about it. And then as we're walking along, he just trips and it smashes.
Remember, they needed the vessels to carry the water. That's why they couldn't take it out of here. It was
Oh,
stuck
that's right.
within this area. So the only way to take the water out is with the vessel.
True. That's true.
So
Okay,
you're right. You're at like a crossroads in a way, even though it's a yellow dusted road that goes two directions here. You can either go, you continue on your way, or go back the way you came, and try to. You knew that Agar would appear at some point back at the mines.
Mm-hmm.
You are bound to have to fight Agar if you go back. Most likely. It's not going to be very easy for you to probably walk in there and just destroy the statue if that's what your plan is.
We could do a stealth mission, but
But you could divide and conquer, because maybe if you go forward and you want to eventually face Algora, you're going to have that, both of them maybe to face. Who knows?
And I have written here that she's more powerful than Agar as well.
Yes, Algora, yes, sister of Agar is more powerful.
I think we should continue forward. Push on. We can always come back if need be. But for now, I feel like the time to return to where we once came will present itself. Perhaps when we're a little bit more powerful. And I think Finn throws his knapsack on his back and turns to Slayspire and says, "It's been a wonderful, beautiful time. I love your forest, and I'm happy we could have helped.
He
Roll out, team."
again just goes like so like stoic, like doesn't even like thousands of years old. This tree just kind of goes
He's
about
just,
its
like,
business.
looking
You're like
at
a
it.
breeze in
There
the
you go.
in the day. Yeah, exactly.
Spruce Sprig. What was his name again? Sprig.
Saunter Sage.
Saunter
Saunter
Sage.
Come on, guys.
Saunders Sprig I liked. Or no, what do you call? Yeah, Saunders Sprig. You come out of the
I like
forest
Elvis
and a
Parsley.
breath of fresh air is it just feels such a relief to be out of that imposing space that you've been in for so long. I mean, in comparison to this refuge that you're in, which is beautiful, but now you're back in the forest. Through the forest, on the other side is a field of grasses that are growing. And as you walk through the field of grass, pursuing along the same way you've been going, along this stone path that's yellow from the stones that have been transported this way, easily marked, you continue on. And there in the distance, you see a field that is just completely covered in red flowers blowing in the wind, paper-like petals all along. And throughout the forest, or throughout the field, you see these humanoids bent over in the field with masks on. And this is from pretty far away. We're talking like 100 meters or 200 meters or further away. You see a tethered line that goes from their masks up to these floating balloons that bob above where the flowers are. And you can see they're harvesting them. And there's, 50, 60 of these individuals in the field harvesting flowers and milking the poppies. And you see them working with these bubbles, these balloons, these little, you've seen a weather balloon, right? Not a huge balloon, but something that's floating above kind of this, you see above all the flowers, kind of this haze of pollen. And you see they're working inside this haze and these balloons that just float above it, obviously providing them with fresh air as they're working.
It's a really surreal, beautiful image.
Yeah.
Say, boys, you know what we haven't done in a while? And Finnegan sort of stops for a minute, maybe hundreds of feet away before we get there. He just says, "We haven't had a good bite to eat. Wharton, your talk of cooking and all that kind of made my tummy a little grumbly. You don't happen to have anything stashed away on you, do you?"
I'm afraid not. All of my supplies and food and ingredients burned up in Theodora's house. I have some
So
salt.
sorry about that, by the way.
Well,
I have
look,
salt.
what could we not forage ourselves? Nature provides. Jericho, I'm sure you've hunted an animal or two in your life. Theodora?
Nope. Oh, wait, yes, I have.
I am well versed in procuring food from the landscape.
Well, what do you say we spend a moment and have a little lunch? I could go for a break. We've been questing all this time and coming from the dark dungeons and the claustrophobic feeling forest. I feel like I wouldn't mind a bite to eat before pressing forward.
It's not a bad plan, and then maybe we
Yes,
can
this sounds lovely.
observe these workers and see if there's anything we can learn from them apart from, this specific equipment they seem to be using.
Sounds great.
So yeah, Theodora's gonna maybe hunt for some rabbit, not the particular white rabbit, mind you.
Yeah.
With
All right,
her
so-
short bow.
Yeah, go for it. So we'll have you hunt. What's
I
everybody
also
else
remember
doing?
reading something about, like, I could find water or something.
There's a whole bunch of mechanics there
I
for
know.
actually doing your stronghold and that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, it was like something for my class, I thought. Or
Jericho is going to set up some traps. Similar thinking to Theodora while she's actively hunting. He thinks he could set up some passive traps and just using some rope and maybe some of the corn that was from the field before.
Oh, yeah.
Just little bits. Set
Some
up a
snares.
Yeah, rope snares. And see if anything comes.
All right,
we'll
we'll
have
have-
a crafting roll for that.
Yeah, let's do that. And
I
if
think-
you're successful, I'm going to give some extra dice to the whole pursuit of hunting altogether. We'll add them to Theodora's roll if you're successful.
I think Finn is just going to set up camp. Like, he's going to stomp down the grass around and, like,
Pull out the
stretch
tents that you have.
Put out the tent. Yeah, exactly. Just get everything ready. Maybe start a fire. Do sort of the housekeeping.
Cool.
Nice.
Did you want me to roll survival or?
We're going to get Jericho to roll first, and
Okay.
we're going to have him do craft to see if he can give you an advantage with some snares.
Oh, cool. All right. So this is strength to see how strong the snares
Well,
are.
I'm going to say that you're actually going to not set up the snares, but provide them for Theodora. So you're going to actually take
Oh, cool.
some of the long grasses and start twisting them together and making cordage from it,
I like
so
it.
that she can use it for her snares.
Awesome. Okay. 1 second. Let me get it together. All right. So that's 6. And I'm going to use a willpower point.
Cool.
And I'm going to use adaptive, which allows me to
Nice.
use my strongest skill on any roll.
Nice.
My strongest skill is melee. So I'm going to melee these. I guess.
Yeah, well,
use
you
my
actually,
axe
yeah,
to-
you go back into the forest and you find some vines, some thorny vines, and you say, you know what, this is better lashing material. If I can work this, which is really a robust vine, you can hack through it. You can use that instead.
Perfect. There we go. Here we go, Theodora. All right, 1 success.
All right, Joe. So you're going to add 1 to your die pool.
Awesome. Here we go. 2 successes.
Nice.
All right. So describe how it is that you are managed to snare 2 rabbits. What do you do to make yourself successful?
Theodora takes a good 20 minutes scouting out the area. She gets down on her belly and she kind of crawls forward and finds a rabbit warren tucked into a side of like a hillside. And she sets up this snare that Jericho provided her with, and she waits patiently. And then she gets a little bit impatient and she crawls over the top of the warden and she kind of stomps on the hill and scares a rabbit out into the opening. It runs wriggling into the snare. And she does this a couple times. There's actually a lot of rabbits all over this hillside.
High
It
as
seems
fuck.
like
They're all just messed up on.
they're all just, this is like some Alice in Wonderland shit over here.
They all got the munchies.
That's right. So I come back with like maybe 4
Perfect.
rabbits.
Sweet.
And evening is falling, and you see occasionally, as you've been watching the people who have harvesting the field, occasionally they lift their masks up and they put something like snuff powder or something into their nose. And they pose the mask again, and they get back to work.
Are they getting high or are they protecting
They're
themselves?
getting all fucked up.
They continue to work long into the evening as dusk approaches. You don't see them stop at any point. They continue on what they're doing until it's almost too dark to see them. What are you guys going to do for the evening?
I just want to like hang out around the fire for a little bit because this feels so peaceful, and I think we're all like a little bit, influenced probably by the pollen and everything. Just having kind of a relaxing evening. Maybe we're not even realizing how sedated we are, like not fully asleep, but just
That's
like
right. Yeah,
chill.
yeah. Secondhand poppy.
And we're enjoying these rabbits, and Theodora's got her feet kicked up on a log, and she's like, "So Warden, tell me about your sisters. Like you said they're kind of bad folk, right? Like what?"
That's yes. Yes, I'm the youngest. All my older siblings. I don't know. I mentioned my family was adventurers. My mom and my dad, and they decided when they were all done that they wanted to settle down and start a tavern and have a family. And one of the things they drilled into us were all of their stories and how great it was going out and adventuring. And so my siblings, they took up the family mantle and they went out to do what they do. My family wasn't exactly good. They were not great adventurers in terms of morality. They were quite the opposite. They would go out and be bandits and mercenaries for hire. They'd assassinate and steal from travelers, and all my siblings followed that path. Now, I do love them, as one has to love family growing up. They're there to support you and help provide for you, but I suppose that's why I always went and stayed, I suppose. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to face all of those things that my family had done, and I didn't want to do them. That's not who I want to be. I don't want to cause pain and suffering to others, but even from a young age, that's what we were taught.
It seems like you've come a long way from what you've been taught, Warden.
Yes, I don't get that vibe from you at all. It seems like you've really made yourself into your own person. You should be proud of who you are, Warden.
I am, up to a point. It's something I should have done a long time ago, but seeing the world now, I realize that my family had a choice in what they did, and I think they made the wrong one, and I'm happy to be making quite the opposite.
That must have taken a
We'll
lot
have a
of
dark
courage
side,
to...
Warden.
Well, that too, yes.
We can't always run from it.
No,
No matter
we
how much
can't.
want to.
And I'm sure I will face quite the deluge of insults and backlash when I get home and I don't have, the crown of a prince in my hand or...
Well, who knows? You may yet. And who's to say that you need to go home?
That's right, you could start a new life here. I mean, I'm halfway thinking that I might do so myself.
Yes, maybe. It's been different out here in the world, not serving drinks to rapscallions and cheats and thieves. It's quite different. There's a lot more, pleasantness out here than I expected. I mean, I found all of you. You're definitely the most good I've ever found, and I have to say it. It's we don't. We're born into a family, but we also get to pick our family, and I do have to say that you three are some of the best chaps I've ever met.
Aww.
A very kind sentiment, Warden. I feel similarly, and frankly, my story's not all that different than yours. I came out towards Theodora's Tavern through happenstance more than anything. I spent many years at the university poring over books. I've become obsessed with a number of well, some would call them eccentricities, the little ways that people tell their stories, grave sites, things like that. I came out to this area after having a bit of a falling out with the university's owners, and decided to strike out on my own and try to find a sense of adventure, uncover some of these long-buried secrets. And so I've left everything behind as well. As you can tell, I have many things on my back, but no family to speak of. As much as yours may have been on the wrong side of the road, I envy you to have that at least. I've been an orphan my entire life. I feel alone in a field, surrounded by nothing but emptiness sometimes. Until I found you, of course.
What was it, Finnegan, that drew you to academia?
I'd love to be as simple and say the pursuit of knowledge. I've always been fascinated with the way things work, the machinations of various... Even the way that we've uncovered certain things along our path since being here. It's given me such joie de vivre, such power.
You said you are a ruinologist. Sorry, am I saying that right? Ruinologist?
Sure, yes. Yes, you could call it that.
It must have been so exciting to uncover that ancient piece of poetry.
Yes, it was. It's interesting. There's a great difference, and I'm sure you can speak to this, Jericho, between the theoretical and the actual. And I've spent many a year poring over the theoretical understandings, and I think this is my first real taste of what it means to be out there.
Theodora knocks on Jericho's tin leg, and she says, "And how are you feeling?"
Well, I feel reassured knowing that my leg is made of the same thing that is used to kill the Bandersnatch and the Jabberwocky. I feel... Well, truth be told, I feel lost. Incomplete. Still. And no, not just because of the leg. I haven't told this to you yet, but there is someone I'm looking for.
Here?
I do not know. I do not even know if they are alive.
Who is it?
Someone very dear to me. A chosen family, if you will.
Well, maybe we can help you.
Well, you've already helped me quite a bit, though I don't know whether or not we're getting closer or farther.
Well, where's the last time you saw them?
A long journey away. Not even in this plane of reality. Not a cabin that we lived in together. I don't hold out much hope. But I figure that going out into the world is better than sitting and waiting for her to return after it had been so long.
I feel like we're all just like staring into the fire. You know how the way that fire gets mesmerizing when it gets dark? Like humans are just
You're having heavy
entranced.
conversations and shit. You don't want to lock
Fireflies
eyes.
start like weirdly multicolored fireflies start rising above the field out front.
Oh, look at that.
Well, I do have to say, with me not exactly wanting to go back and face my family and their atrocities, and Finnegan wanting to just travel and discover, Jericho, as soon as we're done with this, I have no problem simply wandering with you until we find who it is you're looking for, and I expect Finnegan will feel the same. And Theodora, though, we have to get you back to your folks, don't we?
Yes, well, I suppose you do, but the tavern is gone. We lost it in the fire, remember? I don't know what my parents would have done coming back to the tavern and seeing it burnt down. They probably assume I'm dead. And for that, who knows where they've gone.
Theodora, you realize that there's a little bit of an opening here because it's always been assumed you'd take over the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's something that, like, is that something that is welcome, that feeling of, you know, maybe cutting your ties there, or is it something that's you definitely feel a responsibility to go back?
I suppose with everything that's been happening, I forgot that I wouldn't have a place to go back to. I always kind of assumed that that would be my life, and yet I always wanted something more. And that's why I spent so much time in the woods and made friends with toros. Because I think deep down I always wanted to see the world. So maybe this is it then, when we make it back. The four of us.
Maybe, yes. And there's like a sadness in Finn's eyes, and it's a bit of like a hesitancy. And you can tell that there's a part of him that doesn't think we're going to make it back at all. And he sort of pushes past it. Yes, maybe. Anyway, I've very much enjoyed this, and my stomach is about ready to burst.
Did everyone have enough?
I did, yes, more than.
Well, then I
You did
suppose
quite
it's off
well
to
with
bed.
those snares, Theodora.
Thank you. They were well made.
And yeah. Oh, is Todos with us right now?
No.
No. Okay.
Seems to be like weirdly appears and just appeared out of nowhere and left it when you weren't
As
looking.
wolves are wont to do.
He's
Yeah.
a ghost.
As the evening gets later, you hear the sound of air being released from the balloons. What you assume?
Not like a.
Not like up farting. I knew that's where it was going to go. So like,
Oh, sorry, everybody. Rabbit always does that to me.
and this weird smell. Yeah. No, I swear it's the balloons.
Here,
In the
sniff
night,
this.
you sleep so soundly, so deeper than you have in a long time. Warden, however, you seem to drift off into dreams that are concerning. They're always a choice that you're making constantly, and one of the choices that you remember when you awake is that you were there, and an old man, similar to 32, but not exactly an old man, maybe someone you knew, but definitely you thought it was 32 in your dream. Sometimes, how we dream, we know it's to be a person, but also they look different. So in your dream, you know it to be 32, but definitely physically different, and stands there with the sword, leaning on the sword, like all his weight, leaning on the sword, hunched over the sword. And you see your three companions that you've become very close to standing off in the distance, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves. And you see red mist roll in around them. And from out of the red mist, this dragon-like creature comes out and looks like it's about to attack them. Do you react in your dream at all to this?
Oh, absolutely I do.
What do you do?
So there's a red dragon coming out of the mist. 32 is leaning on the sword, and
Your friends are like, their backs are to you talking. They don't even notice this dragon coming out of the mist and looking like it's about to attack them.
Okay. Excellent. This is a lot, Chris. I love it. Wharton would shout and start running towards them.
As you run towards them, you see a 32 look up at you as you look back at 32. Old man, not the strong, able-bodied dwarf that you were used to, one-armed, but definitely able-bodied. And he looks horrified, and he slumps down on the sword, holding on to it, head back down. And as you run, screaming, the other three look at you as the dragon-like creature swoops down, stirring up the mist, and they all disappear. And you wake up in a little bit of sweat. And
I look around, and everyone's still here. Maybe some embers in the fire have kicked up, and it's reminiscent of that mist.
A little bit of smoldering from the fire, and you see the sun start to rise. And in the distance, you see the sprawling field, and you see the balloons start to inflate and go up above again. And you're not sure, but up high above the balloons, you're pretty sure you see a silhouette in the clouds. And you see like the balloons kind of bob one after the other, and then the silhouette in the cloud seems to fly away. And it looks like the harvesters get back to work.
Okay.
You all wake up.
That was wonderful.
I say I slept better than I did since we've arrived here.
Same.
Been counting the sleep that we woke up over a pyre. Hey, speaking of, those petals that put us to sleep, they were poppies, were they not?
I think so.
That must be what the masks are for. And Finn stands up and looks over to the fields.
All right, well, maybe we can. I don't know. Should we ask for a balloon? Is it like a field as far as the eye can see?
It's definitely
In all
like
directions?
it kind of hills over the horizon, so you can't definitely see, but it definitely goes far. We're talking like at least a couple kilometers you're going to have to traverse before you even get to that crest.
Seems like a long walk.
Your
Is there-
concern, Warden, with your crafting is that as you're wearing this mask and walking, you're pretty sure it's not going to make it. It might make it, but it's going to be definitely based on how well you move.
Yeah.
I like the way you move.
Is it too late? Can I point out what I kind of saw a silhouette of in the sky?
You guys are just standing at the
Okay,
the
cool.
campground. Yeah.
Is there anything I can roll to kind of
Describe
better
it?
understand it or describe it? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do insight.
An insight roll.
So wits and insight.
Oh, lovely. No. I'm gonna burn a willpower to do my human
Talent.
thing.
Adaptive.
Yeah, adaptive.
I will be right back.
And I have to justify it. So as long as it isn't wits, I'm happy.
I'm imagining us going across 2 by 2, like 2 people go over, and then one person takes the mask off and just stays over the other side.
Oh wait, and then one person has the grain, and one person has
That's
the fox.
right, and you
got
got
to
keep the fox away from
the
because
chicken.
foxes love grain.
You definitely could carry people across and do this shepherding thing, but as good as the masks are, you think all of them have a certain amount of life to them. So the filtering system that's inside them, it doesn't seem like it's something that needs to be replaced. And that could be why the masks that these harvesters are using are different, right? They have, it seems like a constant source of fresh air.
Okay.
It's doable, like you could do it, but again, it's about your movement and how successful you are getting there and back. If you can do it swiftly, or if it's going to be something that's...
All right, I looked at all the other skills. I don't think anything else makes sense, so I'll just not spend a willpower point and roll insight. And I get a failure.
I would offer that if we look back to... I don't want to give anything too much away. Okay, no, you don't recognize it too much. The only thing that you can describe it as, something was landing on top of the balloons, making them shake. Something was interacting with them and then left.
Okay.
Better not have been our jub, bird friend.
Yes, it was something came down and messed with those balloons, and then it flew off again. Quite peculiar. So, what are we doing? My mask that I made tied together.
We're waiting for Jericho to wake up
Oh,
and
that's
kicking
right.
his metal leg.
Jericho.
As he's unscrewing something.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there,
There he is.
What are you making,
Hello.
bud? Protein
My
powder?
electrolytes.
Oh, he's got to
Are you
light
hungover?
up his waters.
No.
No, he's just been working really hard.
Got
Just likes to have the electrolytes.
That's
good
why I had
for
coconut water,
hydrating.
man.
Sure is.
I'm feeling worried about this field, but I feel like I don't also readily see an easier way across than just
Yeah.
2 people wear the good masks, one person wear a shit mask, one person doesn't wear a mask and has to be carried.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh,
Who's the littlest?
There are other
There is another
options.
way.
There's things you can. Yeah,
There's
that's
another
the Jericho.
So there's like, it's like one of those high school logic tests. Where
That's what
you
I
made
was
that-
We were
saying.
talking
You were-
about
oh,
this.
really? Oh, okay. One person
But-
goes across.
But
gives
it's
the
like,
mask.
Brings the grain, then the wolf.
Then the
or then
foxes.
Yeah. Okay.
but if we do that, we're gonna basically be
One of the masks is gonna break eventually.
Well, and
yes.
Chris was saying that there's a limited usage for any mask, whether it's broken or not.
and the distance is far, very, very far.
Who knows?
I mean, Wharton can carry someone. That's not a problem.
Yeah, someone could just be unconscious.
I'm curious as to what other people think, because I'm not seeing much other solution than someone's going to be unconscious.
Oh. Okay. So,
I mean, unless we go and
Wharton-
fuck up one of those farmers for their stuff.
I think the
Well,
2
that's
people
the
with
thing,
the good
but I don't-
masks. Like, wait, how long are we talking? We're talking like days?
No, to get across.
Yeah.
We're
No
talking
idea.
about like as far as
Years?
movements, it's going to take you. I I don't know how we would say in Dungeons & Dragons, I guess 6 times 30, basically.
Parsecs?
Parsecs. We're going to measure it in
So
light
3
years.
minutes?
Yeah. It's about 3 light years. No, it's 3 minutes across, we'll say, if you're running to that crest.
Cool.
And we don't
It's
know
like
what's
a
past
couple
the
acres.
crest.
Nope.
Yeah. So we
We're
don't
kind of
know
go on
the-
faith that the field's going to end, hopefully around there.
All right.
I mean, I was thinking that we could, like, the 2 people with the good masks run across as quickly as they can, but I guess we're all going to be moving as quickly as we can, right?
Yeah.
So
Basically, the masks are going to clog as you go with the pollen,
What if
right?
we burn?
So eventually it's not going to work. Oh, interesting.
No, but there is a play, and I think while we're talking about it, I'm just going to try it. And Finn stands up, and he tries, and he tries to flag down one of his
Leroy
walkers.
Jenkins. Yeah.
He tries to flag one down. He's like, wait.
So these
Hello!
they're hunched
did you call
over,
me?
working, and
Yeah.
you're the one that's closest to you. You just call to it, and it looks over at you
Yeah.
and stands up. But doesn't stand up all the way. You can see its back is so hunched.
Yeah.
Been doing this a long time. Kind of looks up, and you see the hands are like elongated fingers. It's very creepy the way it's been grabbing these things and grabbing these flowers, and it's got a couple flowers in its hands and starts putting it in these like pouches around its belly.
And I wave it over.
And it kind of looks at the others and kind of pulls on that balloon that's behind it, almost like, you know, someone who's got like a drip bag
Yeah.
with them, and like walks over and kind of really
Get ready to kill this thing. No, just kidding.
walks over and
So
starts
spooky.
picking near the edge within talking distance that you can see you're not going to be affected by the pollen. You're kind of a little bit above it there, and you can
Yeah.
talk to it.
And I say, hello, friend. My name is Finnegan Feathertop, and I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time.
Hello, Finnegan, it says to you.
Jesus Christ, you're scary. I couldn't help but notice that you don't seem to be affected by the poppies.
And he tugs on the balloon thing. Boom, boom. He goes, yes, if we took our masks off for too long, we'd fall asleep, as so many do. And you notice that in the field around him, from this new view, there are some bones lying on the field.
Bones on the field, play ball. Yeah, and Finn's like looks nervously to the others and then back and says, you know, I couldn't help but notice you also tended to sniff something. Is that for pleasure or for work? Does that help?
And he back to harvesting and says, I do that because I need to. I have to. And it is pleasure, at least it was at first, until it became everything to me. And this is all I do now, it says, as it continues to harvest.
Interesting.
Sounds like drugs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Opium.
Do you know of any safe way to pass the field? Do you have any spare dirigibles that we could borrow simply to get across?
We're not interested in the crop or in interrupting your duties. We just need to cross safely.
You can be given a mask like ours, if you would like to do the work. But first, you need to take some. And he holds his hand out, and inside is this like sticky, gummy material. And it's like you notice it's now actually covering like a good portion of his hands. And he lifts its mask up, and when you see its face, your stomach drops, and you feel disgust and sadness. No teeth, pocked all over the face, very sallow skin and bones. And he grabs a piece of that gum and eats it. And looks at you and says, I can get you one if you'd like. And he closes the mask down again and goes back to picking.
No, thank you, but no.
Who are you doing this work for?
And
Great question.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, it was for Algora. She was the one who got me the mask and my first taste. And now I just do it, and I'm not sure who it's for anymore. And occasionally you notice that she takes like a bundle of the flowers and like attaches it to the balloon and pulls on the string, and you see that it goes up to the top, and then it comes down, and as it comes down, another empty satchel's there. So obviously it's collecting at the top, and she goes back. And if you don't mind, the harvest is best deeper in.
Yeah, please, by all means.
And she begins to move away.
Okay.
Kind of puts a new feel on like the whole like last night when you were like watching, over this beautiful field of flowers and these harvesters, and then you realize these tortured souls that are out there doing this.
Yeah, basically slaves to their addiction. Yuck. Well, I don't want any part of that, and I don't think any of you do either.
No, definitely not. Well, shit.
It's interesting the method that Agar uses to keep people working for her compared to Algora, rather. Like you say, slaves to their addiction, whereas Agar, it was slaves to a system.
Yes, they do love their terms of imprisonment.
They sure do.
I say let's make a run for it.
If we can't make it, those are bones down there, Theodora. It's not a simple, fall asleep. I think as much as we don't like it, trying to get our hands on one of those masks, or at least using some other means of getting across, this is life or death.
Maybe the person who has the brokeny mask goes in as far as they can to scout, to see how far the mask works for, and if they can get all the way across. Then we have 2 actually working masks that we can go and retrieve that person with if necessary, or we can go and pick them up in the field if it's not so far that they can't get across by themselves.
Do we get the impression that once the masks are clogged, we'd be able to clean them out and reuse them?
Yes.
Okay.
It would take some crafting skill, but if you were outside of the pollen, you could do this.
I do have one idea. In my pack, I believe I might have a
dirigible.
No. A sleeping...
2 more masks.
You know what? You just say what's in my bag, and I'll wait. I think I might have a sleeping poison antidote. And I actually do. On the trade goods, it says sleeping poison antidote, which I could potentially pull out. I mean, I don't know how much you'd want that to be a thing, but...
I like it. I think that's a interesting play. So, for sure.
So maybe I'll...
strength to craft it.
No, it's right here.
No, I'm not going to let this
ready to do it. No,
it's not like I'm not going to allow it to be like you are immune. I'll allow it to be like you can take another deep breath and you'll be fine to keep going for a little bit.
My thinking is if the person with the faulty mask goes down, rather than die, I can give them this and we can yank them the last bit of the way. Is kind of my hope. But there's still there's still 4 of us and only 3 masks.
I can also cast a cure that will heal sickness or cure the effects of a poison in myself or someone else. I would have to be conscious to do that, obviously, but that's a spell that I have access to.
What if Wharton and I take turns holding our breaths, sharing one mask?
That's not a bad idea.
Breathing into each other's mouths.
Oh, just like scuba divers do. back in the other planes.
What the hell is a scuba? Self-contained what?
You know, like rescue scuba divers, they'll like share their oxygen tank.
Oh, I mean, I know what that
Like, put the
is.
mask on, breathe.
Yeah. Scuba divers are people that go underwater with
Tell me more.
sea.
I mean, there must be a way to
Under-breathing
circumvent this
apparatus.
field. We could always go around it.
Justin.
Or we could bury our way beneath it. Or we could create our own balloon and float above it. Those are my 3 solutions.
Create our own balloon.
Well, I mean, a balloon is just a tightly sealed matter of fabric that's filled with hot air. We have fire. It's not impossible to consider. Well, it's not, though. We have crafting rolls.
It's true.
I mean, there's also like something to be said about like, if you want to be moral question here. Harlan said, "Let's light the flowers." You know, what morally we're sacrificing these workers, which is not morally correct. I
They
agree.
can also get out.
But are they happy? Are they like? Are you saving them in a way? I don't know.
Oh, let's save their life by killing them.
No, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be something there as well. Could be a question of these tortured souls. How long have they been here?
I think that if we're going to kill Algora, then it's going to take care of the root of the cause of the problem, and that's what we should focus on. That's
I
the
agree.
Just like
ethical
drug
thing to
addiction.
do.
Take out the suppliers, and the druggies
Yep.
just don't want to do it anymore.
Kill the pusher.
They're like, you're right, I don't need crack cocaine.
Whoa, my heroin addiction is gone.
Ever since Big Papa Pete died, I don't need that dealer anymore. But, you know, getting their stilts ain't a bad idea. What if we fashion stilts for ourselves?
Oh, that's cool.
I'd
How
be down.
Just
large
like
I just
would
also
those
like
have
the
to be?
visual of that too. Like seeing
Yeah.
you guys walking across this surreal plane with these balloons around you. I like it. And seeing the bones down below.
I like that a lot.
Didn't we
I
run
think
into
we could also-
characters in another game that had stilts.
Yeah, Apocalypse World.
So
Right.
in cutscene, you see you guys hacking through Saunders Sage to make stilts.
Oh!
The
Hey,
final
Sandra Sage, can we borrow you
sacrifice.
for a second?
No, but you know, that's not a bad idea. Additionally,
Then our masks wouldn't get full of pollen.
I mean, additionally, if we could convince an ant to just carry us, he could walk through the field as well.
the ant would fall asleep
Well, no. Why? They don't have lungs.
because they love heroin.
Yeah, that's true. I would
Everyone knows
say
that.
stilts.
yeah.
Here's my pitch. I
Stilts.
think stilts, but with a healthy preamble of testing. And I'm thinking like Wharton going in and with various heights and stuff like that, maybe on Jericho's shoulders to see how high we need to get them.
You
so
can
that we
see.
still need to
You
use
can
the
see
masks.
you can see the haze of pollen. You guys have kind of witnessed.
I was
this.
just trying to add, like
You
to
can do
use
it with
the
stilts.
masks.
We're saying, but like you have to be at least like 10 feet off the ground.
And
Easy.
also, we still only have 3 masks. So one person would be on stilts, no mask.
Correct.
That's dangerous because if you
Or
fall
on
down,
stilts,
they dead.
half
fall.
mask.
Half
Leak
mask.
mask.
That's tricky for you to be like walking side by side with Wharton and passing the mask back and forth.
No. I mean, like the leaky mask. Like if the leaky mask has less, can't filter as much, then it makes sense to have it at the top where there's less air
That's
or
a
less
great point.
pollen.
Well, I think regardless, I think we need to get across this field. And I think we need to come up with a surefire way to not get us all killed.
All right. Well, I've never made stilts before, nor have I ever used stilts, but I'm sure I could craft them. I mean, I've got an axe. We've got trees.
What could go wrong?
Try it.
I love this plan so much. I say we do it.
Yes. Why
Because you
not?
never know when stilts are going to come in handy in the future.
Yes.
And then we have them.
And then
Yeah,
we
that
have
way
them.
we have
That
them.
way we have them.
Exactly.
Then we have them, just in case.
Okay, so who's gonna try to craft some stilts?
I feel like that's well suited to the lumberjack.
Yep. And I think we're going to do like a Flight of the Phoenix thing here where like Finnegan is walking around like measuring out and Jericho's like doing the work, and Wharton's like bringing the logs over, and Theodora's like sanding off the bark, and like, you know, we have a bit of a system going. I mean, we've already set up a camp, you know, like
How hard is
we
making
just
stilts?
no, I just mean to say that we have time. We're not under the
no,
gun.
I agree.
Literally,
I
there's
think
no time constraints.
You
on
do it
us.
well, right? Like you're going to make stilts. I'm not going to make you roll for it because I mean,
I think
what
it's a
are stilts?
montage. Is what
You're
I'm
going to
trying
lash.
get.
You're going to lash some sticks so that you have a standing position, right?
But do we need to know how good the stilts are?
No, I don't think so. I think they're going to be. What the challenge is going to be
Chris
walking.
is tired of talking about stilts.
You're going to have a hard time moving through a field on stilts because that takes some training. It's going to be tough.
Unless,
So yes, you're above
unless-
the pollen, but you're going to have to do successful moves to continue so you don't fall down.
Well, I was gonna say, unless we do what they're doing and we do 4 stilts, like with
That's even more
no,
challenging.
no. If you
You
had
only have 2
stilts-
legs, Harlan.
Oh, you mean
Oh.
like ski poles?
That's what I was gonna say. Those were the words that were gonna come out of my mouth. Yeah, 2 ski poles.
Sort of like the Dark Crystal
What about-
is like walking.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That would be easier though.
You need to have core strength for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure, but it's still going to be really tough. I don't think that'd be easy. I don't think I can do it.
Okay, but because then you have to somehow lash your legs together.
I like this idea. I think you
Why
definitely
would
go
you
with
lash
it.
your
but,
legs
like,
together?
Lash your legs to the stilts.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
that's
have
right,
just
yeah.
2, then you can use
Not
your arms
together.
to hold on.
But you could
Just
do
two-
that.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna make rope
Then
out of
getting up's
grass.
gonna be hard, and then
We're gonna make
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get up.
leg
That'll
stilts
be,
and arm
that'll be
stilts.
interesting.
We'll figure it out.
You know what? We're gonna figure it out next week. Let's just figure it out next week.
Yeah.
Let's spend a week thinking about it, and
I'll
we'll
come up
figure
with
it
some
out next week.
diagrams.
Figure it out next week.
blueprints.
That's
Stilt
future our problem.
You guys need to think about it for a week. Go for it.
Exactly. I genuinely do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, then.
We walked up to a poppy field today.
Hey,
and
you
felt
know what?
good.
Look at that.
Today was a great game. Ladies and gentlemen,
Story.
thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is Threshold Chapter 6. People loved it. And I actually do want time to think about it because I honestly don't know what makes the most sense. And I feel like I'm going to be lying
So
in bed in a few days.
Harlan knew he wanted to think about it. He's been stalling for half an hour.
No.
Since we got to the.
I
He's like,
think
oh God,
I
I need a
think-
week.
I think the stilts is definitely it's a viable option, but so far it's the only one, and I don't think that has to be the case. I feel like there must be another viable option.
I think, like Colin says in the chat, if we have blueprints for you, then you'll let us get away with it because you'll be like, oh,
They have
obviously
blueprints.
they can do it.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah. Plus, we get time to think about it.
Yeah.
The community could figure it out for us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This was an absolute blast. Thank you to Chris for running a magnificent game. Whoa.
Thank you to Carly for watching this on Saturday.
Thank you to Carly for watching this on Saturdays. She's gonna be so confused. She literally sent a GIF after, and it just said, "Will somebody please explain what's going on?" And I didn't answer.
No, why would
Sorry,
you?
Carly. That is it from us. We will see you next week with more Threshold action, as my good friend James likes to say.
We'll see you around the table.